Welcome, badasses, to day number 5 of this 5-day challenge to unstoppable confidence. I'm so excited. I'm full of energy today. We are on day 5, baby. This has been incredible. 5 days to unstoppable confidence. And I have hello, Carly. I have a really powerful training for you guys today that I know you're going to absolutely love. So we've been talking over the past 5 days on owning who you are, on stepping into your confidence, and how confidence is not a look. Confidence is a feeling. Confidence is knowing who you are. Confidence is not needing external validation. Confidence is being able to love yourself. Hi, Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Confidence goes way beyond the way that you look. And the more that you start to value yourself, the more you skyrocket your confidence. The more you value yourself, the more confidence you have. So what do I mean by this? You all have strengths about who you are. There are certain quality traits about who you are that people value. You have probably had people tell you, I love how patient you are. I love how you parent. I love how positive you are. I love how much you take care of your health. You're so dedicated to your morning routine. You're so consistent with your habits and your routines. People have told you these things about yourself. But do you see those things in yourself? People compliment you all the time. People tell you how amazing you are. People tell you all the things that they love about you. These are your strengths. These are quality traits that people admire about who you are. But do you see yourself in that way? Are you valuing yourself the way that other people value you? People see things in you, but do you see yourself in that way? What are your strengths? Can you just brag for a moment? I want you all, for those of you guys who are here live with me, I want you to brag for a little bit. Drop a strength of yours in the chat. What are you really good at? What are you really good at? Can you take a moment to brag for a minute? What are you really good at? What have people told you that you're really good at? Maybe, again, people tell you, I love how spontaneous you are. I love how consistent you are. I love your positivity. I want you to brag for a moment. What is actually a strength of yours? I want you to take a moment to acknowledge yourself. So comment it down below. Comment it down below, because those are the traits that actually make you you. And I have a certain calm around animals. I love that. Comment a strength about yourself. What do people tell you about yourself? Because it's one thing for somebody to tell you something and then you kind of downplay it. When somebody says, I love how consistent you are with a morning routine. And then instead of just owning it and be like, yeah, I'm really good at my morning routine, you find faults in yourself. Oh, but last week I didn't get up on my first alarm and I didn't do my morning routine for 2 days. So am I really that consistent? You start downplaying your strengths just because you didn't do it for 2 days in a row. Or people tell you, I love how calm you are. And you're getting better at feeling calm. But last week, you became a little snappy with your children. And it was maybe one time in a hot minute that you were snappy. And you start to doubt yourself. Oh, but I kind of feel guilty because I had that one moment with my children, and you downplay what you're actually been working on. You downplay what people actually love about you. And so you need to recognize your strengths and own it. Own what you're good at. Are you funny? Are you passionate? Are you filled with joy? Are you really consistent? Do you love taking care of yourself? Do you love working out? Like, own it. Instead of putting yourself down, okay, I love working out and working out is so easy for me, but I haven't been pushing myself. But this, but that, but this. And that is why you're lacking confidence, because you are not owning it. Tracy said, I've been told I'm empathetic. Yes, you are. Heck yes, Tracy, you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, owning your strengths, knowing what your strengths are, and then doubling down on that. Don't say, oh, this is who I am, and then it's like you downplay a little bit, but this, but that. You find like the little insecurities. It's like, own it. Yes, I'm empathetic. Yes, I'm funny. Yes, I'm consistent. Yes, I'm an incredible parent. Own it. Own it. Because those are the quality traits that actually make you you. The next thing I want to talk about is, with these strengths, can you know that you are special and you are unique and you are different, and that's the point? It's easy to look at confident people or people who have what you want and try to replicate what they have. I'm going to dress like them. I'm going to act like them. I'm going to work out like them. I'm going to eat like them. But what makes you special, what makes you stand out, what makes you different is, what do you actually want to be doing? How do you want to dress? How do you want to work out? How do you want to eat? When I was younger, I would look at people that I admired. And I'm like, well, everybody loves them. Everybody's complimenting them. So I need to dress like them. I need to work out like them. I need to eat like them. My lifestyle needs to look exactly like theirs. That's not sexy. That's not magnetic. You are this unique, special human being with these incredible strengths of yours. Stop trying to be like somebody else. Stop trying to replicate somebody else. The reason that they are confident is because they're owning who they are. They're owning their strengths. They're not trying to be like everybody else. And that is why they stand out. That's why they're confident. When you try to be like somebody else, it's like you don't stand out, because people can feel it energetically. They're like, this isn't the true you. But when you own who you are unapologetically, you're like, this is the way I want to work out. This is how I want to eat. This is how I want to dress. That is sexy. I am not somebody who wears a ton of makeup. And there were many times in my life where I'm like, maybe I should just wear makeup because all these other people are wearing makeup. And it's like, I can try to do that and it will last a day. And I'm like, I just can't. Because that's not me. It's not me. You might try to, act a certain way or dress a certain way, and it doesn't feel right. And people can feel it because it's not you. You need to own what you desire for yourself. Even, I don't drink. And when I was in high school, I used to think like, I'm like this oddball out. Like everyone else drinks and everyone else like goes out and everyone else parties and everybody loves them. Like they look so fun. Like maybe I should do that. And then maybe people will like me more and maybe I'll stand out more. Maybe I'll feel better. And I said, F that. That's not who I am. It's not a value of mine. It's not a priority of mine. So I stayed in my own lane. But it's really easy to try to blend in with other people and say, they're all doing that. Maybe this is what I need to do. No. Because the thing that you do that is different, people admire. People tell me all the time, Lauren, I admire that you don't drink. I admire that you have a bedtime and you're a little grandma. I admire that you get up so early. I admire all these things about you. My husband tells me all the time, I admire that you don't wear makeup. Like I love you natural. But imagine if I was trying to be somebody who I wasn't. That is not sexy. It's not attractive. Being your true self is actually what's the most sexiest thing, because you're not trying to put on this show. You're not trying to be like anyone else. You see somebody who's confident and you're trying to replicate what they're doing, thinking that's going to make you confident, but it only works for them because that's what they actually want to do. That person loves wearing makeup. That person loves getting up at 5 a.m. That person loves working out the way that they work out. So it's not about replicating what anyone else is doing. It's about, what do you want to be doing? What is a value of yours? What is a priority for you? You don't build confidence by trying to be like somebody else. You become more confident with embodying the strengths that you have and owning these parts of you even more. Think about the people in your life who are confident. Maybe this is a best friend. Maybe this is a neighbor. Maybe it's a sister, a sibling. Who in your life is confident? If you look at this person who's confident and this person who's confident, they most likely are even different from each other, but they're both confident in their own ways because they're not trying to be like somebody else. This person's confident and they're bold and they're loud. And this person's confident and they're quiet, but they own that. So confidence is not, this is who you need to be in order to be confident. Confident is showing more of you, unapologetically you. These are my strengths. This is what I'm good at. I'm empathetic. I'm passionate. I'm spontaneous. I'm so lovable. I'm a great listener. Own those parts of you. Now, something else that is important is, yes, own the strengths, but I'm going to say it. Whoa, never thought about it this way. I'm so glad that you're enjoying this. Own your strengths, but also, you know the parts of yourself that you don't like? You know the parts of yourself that you don't love? You know the parts of yourself you're like, I'm not good at that. Can you own that? Can you own the parts of yourself that you don't love? Can you own the parts of yourself where you're like, I'm not good at this? That is also sexy. Instead of trying to pretend that you're amazing at everything. I will say, I am the best at what I do as a coach. I am hands down the number one binge eating coach in the planet. I will own that. I know that for certain. But you give me a math problem and I'm like, no, thank you. You ask me, what is this, this actor in this movie? I'm like, I have no freaking clue. I don't watch TV. I barely watch movies. I have better shit to do. And I own that. I'm like, no, I actually don't know that actress. Or you're the best. Or you ask me do you know this song on the radio? And I'm like, no. And I just own that. Own the parts of yourself that maybe you don't love. And don't shame yourself for not being the best at everything. Don't shame yourself for saying, well, you should be good at this. If you're not good at it, that is okay. But can you own that about yourself? Just like the strengths, can you own that you're really freaking good at certain things, and the things that maybe you're not the best at, can you own that also unapologetically? When you hide certain parts of yourself, you know what you're saying? This part of myself is not good enough, so I have to hide it. That's not confidence. Confidence is I'm really good at this and I'm not the best at this. Owning it versus hiding it. Oh, this part of I'm not good at this. I'm just going to hide it. No. All parts of you get to come online. All parts of you get to shine through. The things that I'm not good at, people love me about that. They're like, Lorna, I love that you don't drink. I love that you have no idea about any of these actors because that means that you're so busy living your life that you're not spending all day watching TV. People love that about me. And people love that about you as well too. People don't expect you to be perfect. People expect you to step into your power and own your strengths and the things or the parts of yourself that maybe you're not good at. That's okay. You are a human. You're not supposed to be good at everything. But for the things that you are good at, own that. And for the things that you're not good at, don't shame yourself. Own it. Own it unapologetically. This is not shame. This is about confidence. You're not shaming yourself. Why don't you know about this? Or why don't you do this? Or why is this not a value of yours? It's not about shaming yourself. It's just straight up facts. I'm not the best at this. I could be better at this. And that's okay. Now, the next piece here is people who are confident stand for something. People who are confident stand for something. They have their own values. They have their own opinions. They have their own priorities. And, hi Jackie, and they're not afraid to stand for something. Are you trying to just agree with everyone so that everyone likes you? Or are you like, I stand for this and I don't stand for this. I agree with this, I don't agree with this. These are my values, these are not my values. That is magnetic. Are you trying to just people please and say, you disagree with everyone because you want everyone to like you? Or are you bold enough to say, I stand for this, I don't stand for this. This is a value of mine, that's actually not a value of mine. So let me give you an example. I stand for intuitive eating. I do not stand for eat whatever the heck and bob you want. I don't stand for that. I stand for release the BS rules, listen to your body, eat intuitively, F the rules, but also don't treat your body like a trash can. You are the most valuable human being on this planet. So don't be eating whatever you want. Eat high quality foods because you're here to live an incredible life. You're here to be the Energizer Bunny. You want to be here for your grandchildren. You want to be the best wife. You want to have mental focus at your job. So I stand for intuitive eating, but I'm not the coach that's going to be like, just eat whatever the hell you want. Sure, eat all the processed foods. No, actually. Right? It's I stand for eat intuitively, but don't eat whatever you want. And you know what? The truth is when you stand for something, there's going to be people that agree with you. And there's also going to be people that don't agree with you. But confidence isn't, I need everybody to like me, so I'm just going to say that I don't stand for anything because I need every single person on the planet to like me. So I'm just not going to say anything and I'm just going to hide. Confidence is, this is what I stand for, this is not what I stand for. And people will like you and people will not like you. The right people are going to love you, and the people that don't agree with you, they're not going to agree with you and they're not your people. Right? They're just not your people. Many people disagree with what I have to say. Maybe people disagree with what your values or your priorities or whatever it is, and that is okay. I stand for Quality time with family and friends. Quality time is something that's very important for me. Hi, Mickey. But I also value and stand for boundaries, even with family. I prioritize quality time with my family. But also, I'm going to let you know when I'm free. And there's going to be some boundaries over here. Right? I stand for listening to your intuition when it comes to moving your body. But I don't stand for, oh, if you don't feel like moving your body today, just don't do anything. Like, no, I don't stand for that. Get up, move your body, do something that makes you feel good, but at the same time, don't just say I don't feel like it. Because again, you're this badass. You want energy. You want to take good care of yourself. So get up because you know that's going to make you feel better. And again, people might disagree with that. People might say, people might disagree with whatever it is that you stand for, and that's okay. But confidence isn't, I'm gonna just agree with everybody and I'm not gonna stand for anything. Even in your own life, maybe at work, at your job, are you disagreeing with all your coworkers, or are you like, no, this is actually not right? Or are you like staying quiet and you're like, sure, we can do this. Yeah, no problem. We can do this project that's due in 3 days. No problem. And meanwhile, you're like stressing out. Or are you going to be like, no, I actually don't think this is a good idea. Are you speaking up for yourself? This is real important. People who are confident, know what they stand for and know what they don't stand for. They know what they value and they know what they prioritize. And why this is so important for you to understand, what do you value? What do you prioritize? Because, for example, what you might prioritize is, let's say, for example, you might prioritize quality sleep. Let's just say, for example, you prioritize quality sleep. And you see somebody who, I don't know, they get up at 4:45 a.m. and you're like, that just doesn't resonate with my values. Or you see somebody else who has food freedom and they're eating donuts and chips and you're like, yes, I want freedom with food, but I don't want to be eating donuts and cake. Right? So it's like you have to ask yourself, what do you value? Because when you know what you value, you stop comparing yourself to other people that you don't even want to follow along. What do you value? What do you prioritize? The more that you get to know yourself, the more confidence you have because there's less comparison. I know what I value. So again, if I value high quality foods and I see somebody who's eating takeout every day or they're eating donuts, I'm like, I'm not going to compare myself to them. I don't want to be doing that. And you can do the same thing as well too. Okay? Now, what is holding you back from showing up as your true self? What is actually holding you back from stepping into your true self? Has a comment been said to you? You're too loud, you're too emotional, you're too much of a giver, you care too much, you're too passionate, you're too extra. Has somebody commented something to you that caused you to shrink and not fully show up as your true self? I share this example a lot. I'm very loud. I've gotten so many comments on live streams before, like, why are you screaming at me? And I'm like, this is just who I am, okay? It's the Italian in me coming out. And I could have easily been like, oh, people don't like that about me. But instead, I'm like, this is just who I am. Maybe somebody told you you're too emotional. And so now every single time something bothers you, instead of letting yourself feel, instead of letting yourself cry, you try to not be emotional because you don't want that person to comment, maybe your partner, you don't want them to say, oh, you're so emotional. So you hide that beautiful part of yourself that is emotional. When somebody told you, oh, you just give too much. You just give. Now, there might be some truth of, yes, you might need a boundary. Like, you can't just give to the whole world and forget about yourself. But at the same time, you might just have this really big heart. A lot of my clients have really big hearts and they just love to give. And that's a really beautiful thing. But are you dimming that part of yourself because somebody commented, oh, you're too this, oh, you're too that, oh, you're too emotional, oh, you're too loud, oh, you give too much. And that makes you shrink. Confidence is not shrinking yourself. Confidence is, I am going to be more me, even louder, even more unapologetic. My sister told me I have no confidence. I've also been told I let people take advantage of me. Yeah, and then that warps your mentality. And now you might think, oh shoot, maybe I don't have confidence. Maybe I do let people take advantage of me. And you know what that does? You feel shame. You feel shame. It's like, oh, yeah, like maybe I don't have confidence. Maybe I just let everyone walk all over me. And that might not be true. It might be true, but it also might not be true. But now it's a story in your mind of like, I can't do this because I'm not confident. When really, you can just let go of that BS story and say, you know what? I am choosing to be confident because nobody can tell me who I am. I decide who I am. Whew! So powerful. So powerful. It's like you can just decide. It's like, this is who I want to be. Thank you for sharing that, Tracy. So be mindful of where you're holding yourself back because somebody gave you a comment. If somebody tells you this is who you are, is it actually who you are? And maybe are there certain things that you have to work on? Or is it not even true, but you're holding on to it as truth and you're going about your life saying this is who I am, and it's not even who you are, but it's this story because somebody gave you this label. Somebody told you you're too much. Somebody told you you're not confident. Somebody told you you're never going to make it. What is truth and what is the story? Okay? Now, if you're loving this, give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. I want to see some hearts. I'm giving myself hearts because I'm loving this. I'm having the time of my life. So give me some hearts if you guys are enjoying this. Okay. So moving on. Now, it's hard to believe compliments and so easy to believe the negative comments. We're going to talk about this. Actually, let's dive into that right now. So, compliments. It's hard to believe compliments because sometimes in the mind, it's like, are you actually being serious or are you just saying this to make me happy? You know when like a husband says, oh, you're just so beautiful. And you're like, I feel like a bloated, fat pig. And you're like, I have my period and I just feel so bloated. And your husband's like, oh, I just love you. You're so beautiful. And you're like, be quiet. That's not true. It's so easy to dismiss compliments, even if it's not that extreme. Maybe that was an extreme example. But whatever compliment it is, sometimes it's hard to accept compliments because you either think that person isn't actually saying the truth, or you are so used to your mind running the negativity show that even if somebody gives you a compliment, it's like you brush it off. You brush it off. Somebody tells you, like I said at the beginning, somebody tells you you're so calm. And you brush it off and you're like, well, I'm doing a little bit better. I'm using breath work to calm myself down, but I'm still snappy with my children. Or somebody gives you a compliment. You're so dedicated. I love how dedicated you are to your habits and routines. And you're like, yeah, but like I've kind of been inconsistent the past few days. It's like you can't accept it. You try to fish for something to prove that compliment to be wrong. But this is why there's a lack of confidence. Because confidence is, I'm going to accept this compliment. I'm going to believe that what this person is saying, this person actually means it. But instead, if somebody gives you a compliment and you just brush it off and you try to find evidence to prove that that is not right, how can we ever be confident? Right? So accepting compliments is a gift. I like to use this example. Let's say somebody gives you a compliment. I want you to imagine that they literally packaged up this special gift for you, and they bought the wrapping paper, and they bought the bag, and they got the tissue paper, and they wrote this handwritten letter, and they delivered it to your door, and they're like, you're so special, and I'm gifting this to you because I really see you in your power. Here's a special gift. It's from me to you. And imagine they came knocking on your door with this gift, aka this compliment, and you're like, oh, no, thank you. Oh, no, thank you. And they're just like, I just spent half of my day going to buy the right wrapping paper and get a nice card and get a matching gift bag, and I put so much of my heart and so much of my soul into this gift. I want to give it to you. And you're like, no, thank you. Like, think about it like that. It's like this person is literally giving you this gift, and you're like, no, thank you. Think about it for them. When I compliment somebody and they don't accept it, I'm like, you need to accept it, because now I feel bad, right? So compliments are this gift. I am giving you this gift. They want you to accept it. It's not sexy when you compliment your husband and then he's like, oh, no, I don't like this about myself. Oh, I don't like this about myself. Or a friend. Do you have a friend and you're like, oh, I love this about you. And then they start judging themselves. They go into negativity mode, and they go into this and they go into that. And you're like, just freaking accept the compliment. Right? It's so magnetic. It's so attractive when you say something to somebody and they're like, thank you. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. You don't have to believe the compliment at first. Eventually you start to believe it. Now somebody compliments me and I'm like, yes, I know. But at the beginning, it was just like, thank you. Even if I didn't believe it at the beginning, thank you. Versus brushing it off. Thank you. I'm going to accept this compliment. Just like I shared this example, I think, on one of the trainings. If somebody complimented on your shirt, are you like, oh, this shirt, it's, it was like $5. I got it like 7 years ago, and I was just, it's actually, oh, look at this stain. There's actually a big white stain, like, thank you. You don't need to go into all the other things. They're just saying, I like your shirt. But you can't accept the compliment, and you're trying to fish for something that's wrong. Oh yeah, like this was like $5 and there's this disgusting stain on it, and you literally can't just take a minute to say thank you. So practice this. Thank you. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe. That's so me. Tracy, I know you. It's like, you don't have to believe it at first. But can you just say thank you? You don't have to say, I know. Oh my God, look at this shirt. I look so amazing. You don't have to You don't have to boost yourself up. Although you will get to a point where somebody will compliment you and you're like, yeah, I know, I'm amazing, right? Like when people compliment me, I'm like, I know, but not out of like an arrogant way. It's because I've done the work to compliment me. And if you're not used to complimenting you and then somebody gives you a compliment, you're like, what the heck do I do? Oh my God, what do I say? I'm so awkward. You're like, what do I say? I don't know, like I like your hair too. Like it's so awkward. But if you compliment yourself more frequently and then somebody else compliments you, it's just like, thank you. It's not like this like crazy thing of like, oh my gosh, this person complimented me and like, oh my gosh. It's just like, thank you. It's no big deal. Now, I'm not saying fish for compliments. You don't need compliments. You don't need compliments. Compliments are nice, but I talked about in one of the previous trainings. You don't need external validation to know you're amazing. Don't be fishing for compliments. You know when like you trap somebody, maybe your husband, you're like trying to trap them and you're like trying to get them to like say something nice to yourself. And it's like, don't fish for compliments. You don't need the compliment. You don't need that compliment. Compliments are nice, but you don't need it. And if you put all of your validation and all of your worthiness on this one comment, and then the next day somebody doesn't give you a compliment, you crumble and you break. So you don't need that compliment, but if you do get a compliment, you can accept it. Now, if you have a hard time accepting compliments, go compliment somebody else. Go. It is much easier for a lot of people to compliment other people than it is for them to either compliment themselves or to receive a compliment. Now, why this can boost your confidence is because if you've ever said something nice to somebody, you feel so much better about who you are. You can literally be having the most crappiest day and you go and you compliment somebody and you see them glow, you see them light up, and they're like, oh, thank you. You automatically feel better about who you are. That boosts your confidence. I love giving compliments. When I see somebody at my yoga studio and they're like so strong, I'm like, you're like, I met this person at yoga and we started talking and I said to her, I'm like, I've been like looking at you and I'm like, you're like this strong badass. I complimented her and she had like this glow on her face and I actually meant it, but I felt good. I felt so good because seeing her glow and seeing her be so happy, I was like, oh, I feel so good. So if you have a hard time accepting compliments, can you compliment other people? Can you compliment other people? So yes, accept compliments. You have to start there. You have to accept compliments. You don't have to believe it. You have to accept it. But also, go compliment somebody else and you will feel automatically better about who you are. Okay, the next thing I want to say is people are drawn to people who make them feel good. If you want to be this magnetic person, if you want people to love being around you, make people feel good. And this kind of ties into the compliments thing. People love being around other people who make them feel good. And again, this ties back to what I first said. The more you value yourself, the better you treat yourself, the more self-love you have for yourself. People love being around people who love themselves. People don't want to be around the negative Nancys. People want to be around people who love themselves, who are positive, who are happy, who are loving, who speak kindly to themselves. People are drawn to those people. This is not about looks. This is not about you dress a certain way. How do you make me feel? How you make me feel is whether I'm drawn to you and I feel this magnetic pull towards you or I don't. Even in the workplace, I talked about this in the very first training. Who do you think is going to get a job promotion? The person who sees themselves as valuable, the person who loves themselves, the person who values themselves, they take good care of themselves, they're mindful of their thoughts, they're mindful of how they're speaking to themselves. People want to be around other people who value themselves, who love themselves, and who make other people feel good. So how do you make other people feel? How do you make other people feel? Are you telling that person that they're doing a good job? Are you complimenting other people? How are you speaking in situations? Are you being positive? Are you being mindful of how you're speaking to yourself? Because that is magnetic. People who speak really kindly to themselves and they're like, oh, you know what? I got this. Like, I can figure this out. I got this. It's like, oh, I want to be around that person. She's so positive. That's what makes you so magnetic and confident. Hi, Layla. When you are able to make other people feel good because you're making yourself feel good. When you make yourself feel good, people feel that and then they also feel good. When you're speaking kindly to yourself, when you're loving yourself, it's like so magnetic. So how do you make other people feel? Okay? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, can you go into every single situation knowing I am good enough, I am worthy enough, and I can handle anything that comes my way? I'm in the driver's seat of my life. When you're meeting somebody new, does your mind say, oh, are they going to like me? Or are you going to say, I like me. I know I'm amazing. I wonder, am I going to like them? Whole different situation. Instead of, I need them to like me. Oh my God, are they going to like me? I hope they like me. No, I know I'm incredible. I know I'm amazing. Am I going to like them? When you go into a Pilates class for the first time, instead of this insecurity of like, oh, I'm like this new person and like, what are they going to think about me? And everyone has their own friends and like, I'm going to be this awkward new person. Instead of that, can you go into it, be like, I'm going to bring so much goodness to the studio. I can't wait for people to get to know me. I can't wait for people to feel my energy. Instead of when you're trying to engage in a new habit, instead of your insecurities playing out of like, I don't know if I'm going to stay consistent. Like I stay on track sometimes and then I fall off track the other times. Instead, can you be like, I trust myself. I'm integral with my word. I can follow through with the things that I say I'm going to follow through with. That is a whole different energy. If you start going into every single situation, again, this comes back to valuing yourself. If you start going into every single situation of, I'm in the driver's seat, I love me, I am good enough, I am more than good enough, it's a whole different energy. I needed this today. I'm so glad. Right? It's like you can go into certain situations with two different energies. I hope they like me. Oh my God, what do they think about me? Do they like me? Or you can say, I like me. I know I'm good enough. I'm worthy enough. Do I like them? Oh, I'm this new person here. Like, what are they going to think about me? Or you can say, I'm going to bring so much good to this situation. I'm going to bring so much good to this friendship. It's a whole different energy. And again, this all comes back to valuing yourself. The more you value yourself, the more other people value you. The more you see yourself in the way that other people see you, goes back to the beginning with the strengths. The more you can own your strengths, the more you can own who you are, the more confidence is going to shine through. People are going to be like, wow, like there's just something about you. Because people are drawn to people who love themselves. People are drawn to people who are magnetic. People are drawn to people who own their strengths unapologetically. They own who they are. They own their boldness, their loudness, their values, their priorities. They own it. They own it unapologetically. Yes, it's scientifically proven that talking positively makes a plant grow. Why not ourselves? Yeah, the way we speak to ourselves matters. You know, if you put yourself down and it's like, oh, you're probably not gonna get that job promotion. Yeah, you're never gonna look like her. Oh, she's better than you. She's so much further along in her healing journey. And you're just like putting yourself down, you're gonna stay there. Versus rising yourself up. You don't have to be confident right now. But you're gonna build confidence when you do things that confident people do. AKA getting your ticket to the event. We are literally 1 month away. We're literally 1 month away. It's like, yes, I'm gonna put myself in those rooms. I value myself. Even if it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. It's like, you're not gonna wait to feel ready. You're not gonna wait to feel ready. You don't have to wait to feel confident to do something that's gonna skyrocket your confidence. You don't have to wait to start speaking to yourself differently. You can start speaking to yourself differently today. And in a week from now, you feel so much better. In a month from now, you're so proud of yourself. In a year from now, you're like, holy moly, that was the best year of my life because of one decision that you chose to make today. You are so incredible. Like, you are literally so incredible. Everybody around you loves you. Everybody loves being around you. But are you owning how good you are? Are you owning how amazing you are? Are you seeing yourself the way that I see you? Are you seeing yourself the way that everybody else sees you? If you just saw the way I see you, oh my gosh, you'd be so much further along. If you saw yourself in the way that your husband sees you, you can do anything. If you see yourself the way that your friends see you, you can accomplish anything. And sometimes you need to put on a different pair of glasses. Right now you have maybe these other pair of glasses. You're putting on a pair of glasses from a few years ago when somebody told you that you're too loud, you're too emotional, you're too this, you're not confident, you're never gonna have a positive body image. That's the lens in which you're looking through life. You come work with me, or you come to the Unstoppable Badass event, you're gonna wear a new pair of glasses, and you're gonna become this confident person. You're gonna become this person who deeply loves herself. The limiting beliefs that you've been holding on to for so freaking long, good freaking bye, adios amigos. It's not serving you. Putting on a new pair of glasses and you see yourself differently. You see yourself as this most valuable human being. You see yourself as somebody who everybody loves to be around. I want to give you that gift because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to see yourself the way that other people see you. And when you can master that, you have confidence. You love yourself. You go after every single desire. You stop holding yourself back. You truly become unstoppable. So, you guys, we're literally a month away from the Unstoppable Badass event. If you get your ticket before tomorrow night, you are not only getting a private one-on-one call with me. That's worth $333. You're getting this included in your ticket. A private one-on-one call with me. People have done one-on-one calls with me. Their minds have been blown. They're like, I've gone to years of therapy, and what you just said in this amount of time, like, I didn't even get that in 7 years in therapy. One call with me, I can shift your beliefs so quickly. So if you get your ticket before tomorrow night, you're going to get a private one-on-one call with me. Insane. You're also going to get access to my Roots and Rewire membership all the way up until the event. Hundreds of people have gone through this membership, completely revolutionized their relationship with food, felt less alone, had more joy in their life, became less impulsive, gotten back in tune with their hunger and fullness cues. Like, this has changed so many people's lives. We're going to get this included all the way up until the event. And you're also going to get a special hotel room rate block if you join before next week. But the one-on-one call is if you join before tomorrow. So if you've been loving this 5-day series and you're like, yes, I need this energy in my life, not just from me, but from all the other badasses attending, and you're like, yes, I know this is my next step. I know this goes way beyond healing my relationship with food. You have come further along in your relationship with food, but you know that there's a next level for you. You know you're ready to step into more confidence. You want to love yourself more. You want to see yourself as the most valuable human. You want to truly just live a life that you are so damn proud of, that when you look back at your life, you're like, I did that. I'm so proud of myself. This event goes beyond your relationship with food. Deepening your relationships, deepening your love for yourself, deepening your self-confidence, seeing yourself as the most valuable human being. So this event is happening March 29th, March 30th. And I forgot to mention, also when you get your ticket, you're getting a VIP pass to meet me the night before. You guys, I'm just like freaking out right now. Like, I'm so excited. So if you get your ticket before tomorrow, you're getting a private one-on-one call with me. Insane. This is $333. You're getting this included. It's basically the price of your freaking ticket. Then you're going to get the Root and Wire membership all the way up until the event. You're going to get a special hotel room rate block, and you're going to get a VIP pass to meet me the night before. I'm so excited. So this event is happening in Orlando, Florida, March 29th, March 30th, where you will become an unstoppable badass. You're going to take everything that I've taught you. We're going to take everything I taught you over these past 5 days, and we're going to customize it to you for your lifestyle so that you can have this unshakable confidence, this effortless relationship with food, deep, intimate relationships with people in your life. You become the healthiest person you know, the person who loves herself so much. I'm literally so excited. I was having a dance party yesterday by myself, and I'm like, I can't wait till we're in like person and we can actually like meet and connect. If you're longing for deeper levels of connection, you need to be at this event. This is a very special opportunity that will change your life. Getting in the room, not behind a TikTok screen, not behind a Zoom call. You've done the programs, you've done the Zoom calls, you've listened to the podcast, and you've gotten so far. But to get you to that next level, your next step is in person. So be sure to message me Unstoppable, and I will send you the details. These bonuses will expire on the 27th. However, the one-on-one private call expires tomorrow. So if you know this is your next step, you're like, okay, if I want to be this confident person, I need to make a big badass move today. This is your next step. Message me and I will send you the link and we can have you in the room. My husband is also going to be guest speaking as well too. Everyone's really excited about his talk on hormones, which is going to be so powerful. I'm so excited. I see you. I love you. You're meant to be in this room. You know it. You feel it in your heart. You're meant to be in this room. No more playing small. No more saying, I can't have it all. No more saying, I'm not confident. No more saying, one day. No more saying this. It's time. It is time. All right, badasses. I love you so much. Message me Unstoppable. I will send you all the details. I will see you in the freaking room, Orlando, Florida, March 29th and March 30th. And I cannot wait to support you in becoming the greatest version of yourself. All right, badasses. We'll see you inside. Okay. Bye, guys. You're welcome, Tracy.